Hope you're having a great start to your Tuesday. I'm 9 News meteorologist Chris Bianchi on this Tuesday, February the 6th. Looking at your Colorado weather forecast, you got some pretty active weather over the next couple of days. In the mountains, we're certainly talking about basically nonstop snow along and south of I-70 for really the next kind of 2.5, 3 days or so. I was going to say 3 or 4, but it's about 2.5, 3 days up through Tuesday night that we keep that snow machine going into the high country, especially our southern mountains. This is great news for the snowpack up there. Meantime, for us here in the Denver area, a few light rain or snow chances for the next few days. This weekend, though, could be a bit more interesting. I'll show you that in detail in just a second. But look at this camera from Ouray here in southwestern Colorado, and things looking pretty gorgeous off in the distance. You can see some of that just very light snow getting going. This is just the start of that kind of snow machine. It's not really going to shut off, as I mentioned, for 2 to 3 days for us here in Ouray. And I bet, by the way, this camera is going to look really, really different come, say, Thursday night. Now, well, that's not I-70 near Lovelock's area. That is downtown Denver. I guess somebody moved the camera around here, but here in downtown Denver, we just got a lot of cloud cover overhead right now, and those temperatures on the milder side of average with those high clouds overhead. That'll probably keep us from getting to 60 degrees today. It looks like we should stay in the 50s for a high temperature once again for today. So high near 55 for us here in town. Mountain snow picks up tonight. Weekend snow potential on Saturday for us here in Denver. This is not some of your apps might be showing some kind of crazy stuff for this weekend, but I'm just going to tell you what here, folks. It doesn't look like that's going to be that wild of a storm. That's the way it looks right now. So let's take a look at those temperatures where we're in the 30s, 40s, and 50s Eastern Plains, depending on your elevation, your snowpack levels, or snow cover levels. That's why Springfield's so warm, 63 in Springfield right now. No snow cover on the ground there. They got all rain over the weekend. Denver, though, Lyman, Greeley, that's where, of course, we got all that snow back over the weekend, and that's why those temperatures on the colder side, that cold air at the surface kind of insulates things a little bit, keeps those temperatures on the lower side. In the high country, we're mostly in the 20s and 30s right now, but we'll drop those temperatures as we head through the rest of the day today as we kind of pull down some colder air. And that's so we have a kind of warm west-southwest flow aloft. That's in association with that atmospheric river. You probably heard about all the crazy weather that's going on in California. What we're getting in the mountains, especially our southern mountains, is directly related to that, but that's also pulling in some of that warm tropical air from the south and the west. For today, mid-50s for us here in Denver. Mostly cloudy skies, mild but cloudy. So one of those kind of, of course, when I'm saying mild for this time of year, we're about 10 degrees above average. Our average highs in the mid-40s this time of year. We're going to be way above that for today. Winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings in red and winter storm watches in northern Colorado. So we got a lot of action coming up here over the next few days. Again, that's just starting to get going for us in our southern mountains, but we got those snow totals that are really going to pile up over the next 48 to 60 hours or so, especially along and south of I-70, 70 in those San Juans. I'm telling you, maybe Wolf Creek's going to come in with 3 feet of snow out of this storm system with a just prolonged kind of snorkel snow possible for us and the San Juans. Really good storm on the way there. That is great news. Snowpack's still lagging a little bit in southern Colorado, but we're going to make up some pretty good ground over the next couple of days. AC Doppler radar picking up some of that snow. Not all of this is reaching the ground. We got a lot of mid to high level moisture at the surface. We're pretty dry right now, so that's why I think that those returns here on AC Doppler radar are probably a little bit more active than what we're actually seeing right now. That said, don't worry, we got plenty of moisture en route. What we're seeing in Las Vegas, in Los Angeles picking up about 6 months worth of rain in the last 48 hours. You've probably seen about all the wild flooding ongoing there. Looks like Orange County, San Diego getting heavy rain today and this morning. All that energy is moving its way in our direction as we head over the next 24 hours or so. That snow will pick up tonight, today and tonight, I should say. The San Juans will get that snow first. It lifts north into the West Elk Mountains, east into the Sangre de Cristos, and then on north into the Flat Top, and even the Park Mountain ranges. Those would be the ones that all get on that snow. The Saguache Mountains will get some of that snowfall. And as we head through the day today and overnight tonight, that snow will kind of be steady for us, especially in the San Juans. Some of that snow does trickle north into the I-70 mountains, but I don't think there's going to be a huge storm for us in, say, Summit County. So the Summit County mountains, Keystone, Breckenridge, Copper Mountain, those mountains will get some snow, but just not a ton. This is going to be a southern Colorado storm just because of the origin of all that moisture is in the southwestern part of the state, which should probably end up getting the majority of that snowfall. Tonight we drop back to 30 here in Denver. Tomorrow some late showers possible, not a big deal. A few drops of rain, that should pretty much do it. I'm not expecting much out of the system. It's good for us here in Denver. What happens as we head into tomorrow is we're going to get some of those downsloping winds, a little push of moisture off to our north and east. But again here, folks, if you're looking for much in the way of rain or any sort of measurable precipitation here in Denver, my guess would be we don't really see much of that here in town. That said, we're definitely going to get a lot of precipitation for us in the high country. That's where we can see as much as 3 feet worth of snowfall in the San Juans. West Elks, 8 to 20 inches of snow. San Cristobal, 8 to 18 inches. And the I-70 Mountains, 4 to 12 inches. Pretty likely for us. 7-day forecast. Looks like we could get some snow here into the picture for Saturday, Sunday. So, as I mentioned, Wednesday, Thursday, just not a big deal in terms of those rain chances for us here in town. But for the weekend, we could get some more active weather, and in particular, it looks like Saturday, a few inches of snow possible for us here in Denver, kind of somewhere in between snow big deal and snow shovels in terms of that outlook. Some of the computer models are really disagreeing right now. Some of them have crazy totals like 15, 16 inches for Saturday. That seems very unlikely to me, but others have 0, so one of those. But it's still a few days out. This, at this point, looks to me maybe a light or moderate snow event. So kind of think a 1 to 3, maybe a 3 to 6 inch kind of snow event if things kind of pan out a bit more. This doesn't look to be as active as what we had this past weekend, but certainly some snow. And seems pretty likely for this upcoming weekend here in the metro area. And then, by the way, snowpack levels, we're at 91% of our average statewide, but we're going to really put a dent into some of those deficits in southern Colorado. Notice how central and northern Colorado we're much closer. We're in the 90s, even 100% in terms of our snowpack average. So it's the San Juan, the Rio Grande basins, and even the Arkansas basins, they're going to get the most snow out of the system. Gunnison Basin should do pretty well as well. So point being, these deficits that you're seeing, especially in southern Colorado, we're going to put a really good dent into those this week. In fact, for some parts of southern Colorado, this may end up being your biggest storm so far this season. So this is a good storm en route. We're talking about, again, 2 or 2.5 days of basically nonstop snow in our southwestern mountains. We're going to be tapping into that atmospheric river into southern California. So there's a ton of deep kind of tropical moisture that's streaming its way into our southern mountains. Great news for them. But again, obviously some travel issues. Red Mountain Pass, Highway 550, that is going to be a difficult drive. Pagosa Springs, Wolf Creek Pass, Wolf Creek, getting to those places will be difficult. But otherwise, this is mostly a good news event. I know the skiers and snowboarders are going to love that. And certainly snowpack levels overall should be pretty good news we head over the next couple of days. And then by this weekend, maybe another round of snow en route for the mountains and maybe for us here in Denver as well. More details for you come up at 9 News at noon, and also at 2 p.m. here on 9 News Plus. And we'll have Chief Meteorologist Kathy Saban in at 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10 on the 9 News family of networks. Once again, I'm 9 News meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus.